So during your live stream, someone asked you a question about your thoughts
Hmm.
on a theory, because you're the theory guy. Your thoughts on the theory that Aegon won, Aegon the Conqueror. They asked you the theory of on how if it's possible that a faceless man was able to sneak into the Red Keep, or not into the Red Keep, into his camp, kidnap him, wear his face, and throughout his the rest of his life, it wasn't him; it was just a faceless man. And this was a theory someone asked
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You remember what I'm
Hmm.
talking about?
I do.
And I have to ask you, like, and no offense to the person who said it, because that person is a very nice person. They're always in your stream chat. I have to ask you, as someone who like spends hours and hours crafting your theories and all that, does it kind of annoy you when people come with you with like this low effort stuff? Because, and I know that sounds very harsh of me to
Huh.
say, but my brother in Christ, the guy just essentially gave you the plot to Marvel's Secret Invasion, where a supernatural being, not supernatural, but where a supernatural power of shapeshifting takes over a political person and runs a country. That's essentially the plot of Marvel's Secret Invasion.
Sure, sure. I mean, it's I don't know if it annoys me. But it's difficult to it's difficult to engage with if there's not like textual evidence of something,
Mm-hmm.
and talk about whether or not like something is textually possible. Also like there's things that are provable, and there's things that are, but and then there are things that are falsifiable. But then some things are just like, well, they're kind of neither, and you're like, well, that, like, I suppose that could happen, but it's really difficult to say. Like, I could say, hey, what if there were life in the star system, like around the star Sirius B? I'd be like, okay, we have no evidence there is. We have no evidence there's not. And if there were, it doesn't really affect our life here on this planet. So like and so it's just, it has to be like, it's not that there's effort or not. I mean, there are a lot of high effort theories that are wrong, like Howland Reed is the High Sparrow, and then there's some low effort theories that are probably right, um, yeah, it's just like I just think about like how, like, what can I do with it? Can I like try to prove it right or prove it wrong? What would that mean for the story? Like those kind of questions, like where does it go next? And and to be honest, with that particular thing, we did start discussing um, dragon bonds, and what a faceless man who takes on the persona of somebody else be able to ride a dragon. And we've started discussing like what Arya was feeling when she took on the ugly little girl's face and stuff like that, and the memories and stuff like that. So it did lead to some interesting discussions. But that's the thing. I'm mainly focused on whether or not, like, yeah, one, if you can like prove it or disprove it, and like legalistically like finding the things that support and don't support it, and if it kind of like has an impact on the story. But that's kind of what I think about. So no, I wasn't really annoyed or anything like that.
Let,
That
let me
particular one led to
explain.
discussion.
Let me explain my feelings on the whole thing, because I don't want people to think I'm an asshole for saying that. But you also need to understand that, like, first and foremost, you taking that, in my opinion, dumb theory question into like a whole
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal discussion. Not to suck your dick, but that really speaks to like how great of a content creator you are. So props for that. The reason like I get annoyed is because I know you spend hours upon hours, not only crafting your theories, but also doing the fanfics. You put a lot of effort into what you do, of course. And a lot of these theories seem very, very low effort. This stuff happens all the time. As someone who runs an Ice and Fire channel, I get these messages all the time, and they just seem low effort compared to someone like you or other YouTubers who spend hours like just thinking about the material. The other thing is that I also don't like theories where one person is secretly another person, where person A is secretly person
Mm.
B. I've always found those very lame, but also very numerous in the fandom. What I like personally
They are
is,
very numerous, yeah.
yeah, oh my god.
I mean, there's a few in the story, obviously, like Arston Whitebeard is Barristan and Sorella Sand is Alaros and stuff like that. But they do happen, so it's hard. Rattle shirt his mance. It's not that they don't happen. So I can understand why people put them in.
But Kyburg being secretly Oswald Went, like, stuff like that, or Darkstar being actually Arthur Dane, like, okay, like stuff like that. I mean, the theories that I like is that person A is secretly working for person B, or person A has a hidden lineage and is in cahoots with this group. So stuff like that I enjoy. But I don't know. To me, it always seems like whenever anyone messages me about their personal theories, it always seems very low effort. Like they didn't put that many thought into it. They just wanted to like have a conversation with you, which I'll have a conversation with you, and you usually have a conversation with anybody. I feel like a lot of the theories I see is just people trying to be either the next Preston Jacobs or trying to recreate the magic they felt when they first heard the Dornish master plan or the Pink Letter. It's just I feel like everyone's trying to recreate classic Coke, and they just come up short.
Yeah, I mean it's I guess it's hard at this point. A lot of the theories have been exhausted, I suppose. We've been through things with a fine-tooth comb quite a bit. I mean, there's probably still some more theories out there to do and have, but I don't see the same sort of like effort. And since the show ended and things like that, and since people kind of like lost hope with the winter coming out and things like that, that the enthusiasm for theories is not as high as it used to be.
Does that bother you, or are you just very like, eh?
No. I mean, we all move on to do different things. It's fine. And if the winds ever comes out, maybe we can have some more theories again, and see which ones are right and wrong. But
well, you've also moved on from theories too.
Because it's tough for me. It's tough for me to get motivated to make a theory on something that I'll never find the answer to. Like, yeah, I could go in and start making theories on, like, I always wanted to do theories on the Boltons and like what was going on with them, but like the book's never going to come out, so it just doesn't seem exciting anymore to do that. So we've moved on to other things. That's it.
That's actually fair. And honestly, like, watching the Dornish Master Plan and Pink Letter videos and what you do now, you do a lot of more analytical stuff, which is also fucking awesome. Like the Brienne stuff and, I would say the election of Jon Snow is less theory and more like analytical.
Yeah.
So, and I'm assuming, and obviously overanalyzing House of the Dragon and stuff like that. So you've kind of done a really cool natural progression from deep insight theories into just deep, insightful, analytical videos on the characters and topics and whatnot. So I feel like that's a natural progression. But I feel like everyone's still trying to like recapture something as original and cool as Pink Letter or Dornish Master Plan.